The silent question men over 50 keep Googling at night. There's something no one talks about, but almost every man over 50 feels. You wake up, not from a bad dream, but because your body keeps nudging you out of sleep. Again. You head to the bathroom, frustrated, and while you're washing your hands, you glance in the mirror. Something about you looks different, older, more tired, less alive. And then it hits you. You haven't felt that same spark in weeks. Morning erections? Gone. Desire? Low. And part of you quietly wonders, is this just aging? Or is something deeper going wrong? So you do what millions of men do, but never admit. You go online. And you ask, is it okay to ejaculate every day? Or could stopping be the reason I feel like this? The answers you find? Confusing, contradictory, and often flat out wrong. Today, I want to set the record straight, not with myths or macho nonsense, but with facts, lived experience, and practical solutions. Because what you do with your body each day, including your sex life, does affect how you age. But to understand how ejaculation fits into all this, we first need to talk about the part of your body that often gets blamed, but rarely gets explained: the prostate. Let's start there. What happens to semen in the prostate as you age? Most men don't give much thought to where semen comes from until something changes. As you age, the process behind ejaculation begins to shift in subtle but significant ways. Semen isn't just produced by your testicles, it's a team effort. Your prostate, seminal vesicles, and bulbourethral glands all contribute to that fluid. The prostate's role is especially important. It adds the nourishing enzymes and proteins that protect sperm and help them move. But here's what most men don't realize. After 50, the prostate often grows larger. This isn't always cancer. It's called BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia, and it can start to squeeze the urethra, slow down your flow, and affect how semen is released. I once had a 62-year-old patient who told me, "Doc, my orgasms feel weaker, and sometimes there's barely any fluid." He was scared, thinking something was seriously wrong. But what he was experiencing is actually common, the result of reduced fluid production, lower testosterone, and natural changes in muscle tone and nerve function. The good news? Understanding these changes helps you take action instead of just accepting decline. Aging isn't the enemy, ignorance is. And once you understand what's happening inside your prostate, you're better prepared to support it. So now that we know what's changing, let's dive into what daily ejaculation really does to this small but powerful gland. Powerful biological theories behind why ejaculation may help. So why would something as simple and natural as ejaculation possibly lower your risk for prostate cancer? Scientists have proposed several biological theories that make a lot of sense, and while none are definitive on their own, together they paint a compelling picture. The first is called the prostate stagnation hypothesis. Think of your prostate like a small pump with tiny ducts. If these ducts don't get flushed regularly, old fluids, dead cells, and possibly harmful compounds can build up. Regular ejaculation may help clear the pipes, reducing inflammation and potential damage to the surrounding tissue. The second theory centers on cellular renewal. Like any organ, your prostate undergoes constant regeneration. But every time a cell divides, there's a chance for genetic errors to sneak in. Frequent ejaculation might encourage a healthier turnover of prostate cells, helping to replace old, potentially faulty ones before they become problematic. The third theory focuses on stress, and this one's often overlooked. Chronic stress is linked to higher inflammation and suppressed immune function. Ejaculation, especially when part of a satisfying sex life, triggers relaxation responses in the body. Lower stress means lower inflammation, and that creates a more protective environment for your prostate. While none of these are magic bullet explanations, they show us that regular ejaculation may serve a real biological purpose. But what happens when things go too far? When ejaculation becomes excessive or compulsive? Let's talk about that next. When ejaculation becomes excessive and unhealthy. While regular ejaculation may support prostate health, there's a tipping point when it becomes more of a compulsion than a conscious choice. I've had men in their late 50s tell me they're masturbating multiple times a day, not out of desire but out of habit, And the truth is, when ejaculation becomes excessive, it can actually work against your overall well-being. You might start feeling fatigued, emotionally flat, or disconnected from real intimacy. One patient, 60, shared with me, "I thought I was staying healthy by keeping active, but afterward, I just felt empty." That feeling of emptiness is a red flag. When your sex drive is driven by anxiety, boredom, or a need to escape, not connection or pleasure, it can lead to problems like delayed ejaculation, reduced sensitivity, or even erectile dysfunction. Overuse of digital stimulation can also desensitize your brain's reward system, making it harder to enjoy real-life experiences. It's not about shame, it's about awareness. Sexual health isn't just about frequency, it's about intention, balance, and how it fits into the bigger picture of your life. So if you've ever wondered whether you're overdoing it, you're not alone. And now let's look at the opposite side of the spectrum. What happens when men ejaculate rarely or not at all? What happens if you rarely or never ejaculate? So what if you go days, weeks, or even months without ejaculating? Is it dangerous? Does something build up inside you? These are questions I hear often, and the answers might surprise you. First, let's clear a myth. Your body doesn't let semen just sit there. Even if you don't ejaculate, your body has natural ways of handling unused seminal fluid. Some of it is reabsorbed and recycled. Some may exit through the urinary tract or during spontaneous nighttime emissions, often called wet dreams, even in older men. So no, you won't fill up or explode, but that doesn't mean a prolonged lack of ejaculation is entirely harmless either. When men go long periods without sexual activity, there can be real physiological consequences, especially after 50. Reduced sexual stimulation may lead to decreased blood flow to the penis, which over time can contribute to weaker erections or even vascular atrophy. Some studies suggest that infrequent erections can affect tissue elasticity, making it harder to maintain sexual performance. Beyond that, a lack of arousal and sexual release can affect mood, energy, and hormone balance. One patient told me, "I didn't realize how flat I felt until I started becoming sexually active again. It was like someone flipped a switch." So while not ejaculating won't kill you, staying sexually inactive for long periods may gradually chip away at your vitality. That's why sexual health should be seen as an active part of healthy aging. Now let's talk about how to keep that part of your life strong, naturally and sustainably. Healthy sexual aging, habits that truly make a difference. When it comes to sexual health after 50, the goal isn't to turn back the clock. It's to keep the engine running smoothly for years to come. And the good news? You don't need pills, gimmicks, or extreme routines. What you need are consistent, practical habits that support both your body and your confidence. First, prioritize circulation. Regular physical activity, like walking, swimming, or even light resistance training, helps maintain blood flow to your pelvic area, which is key for healthy erections. Aim for 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week. Second, nourish your hormones. Eat a diet rich in healthy fats, leafy greens, and foods high in zinc and magnesium. Tomatoes for lycopene, walnuts, avocados, and cold water fish can support testosterone levels and reduce inflammation. Third, protect your sleep. Poor rest disrupts hormone production, including testosterone. Try to get at least 7 hours of quality sleep each night, and limit screen time before bed. Fourth, stimulate with purpose. Whether through partnered intimacy or mindful self-pleasure, keeping your body responsive is important. It's not about performance. It's about staying connected to yourself and your partner. And finally, check in with your doctor. A simple PSA test, testosterone level check, an honest conversation with a urologist once a year can save you from bigger issues down the road. When combined, these habits create a foundation for lasting sexual vitality. But above all, they remind you of one essential truth. Your desire and your health are worth investing in. And that brings us to one final insight. Final thought. Don't fear your desires, understand them. Here's the truth that too many men never hear, especially after 50. There's nothing weak, shameful, or inappropriate about wanting to feel desire, connection, or pleasure. In fact, that spark inside you, that's life, and ignoring it doesn't make you stronger. It makes you quieter, more disconnected, and slowly, less you. I've seen men lose themselves, not because of illness, but because they stopped believing they could still feel alive in their bodies. They told themselves, it's just part of aging, or worse, I shouldn't want this anymore. But your body hasn't given up on you. It just needs attention, support, and understanding, not fear. Sexual health is more than performance. It's about identity, energy, and agency. Whether you choose to be sexually active with a partner, on your own, or not at all, it should come from a place of knowledge and choice, not shame or silence. So if this conversation resonated with you, take it as a sign. Your sexual well-being still matters. It's part of who you are. And if you've ever wondered what might happen if you stopped ejaculating entirely, what it really does to your hormones, mood, and body, stick around. That's exactly what we'll explore in our next video.